Hey everybody, Brad Sinclair here. I had to sit down for this video and maybe you should too. This is a great face-to-face conversation. As many of you know, I moved to Bancroft in 2020. We moved to the area because of the small town feel, the landscape, and the closeness to nature. But the longer I'm here and the more I talk to you, the more I realize there is a massive history here that I'm only just starting to wrap my head around. There's a lot of frustration in the air right now about taxes, about debt, about Mayor Paul Jenkins' new strong mayor powers, and about a feeling that things are happening behind closed doors. Today, I want to go back to the basics. I want to ask the people who've been here for 20, 30, 40 years, how did we get here? The biggest thing I hear about is the sewer debt. Now, I know we have a massive state-of-the-art plant, but I also hear it was built for a future that never arrived. My question for the long timers is this. Back in the early 2000s, what was the promise made to the town about this plant? Why are 800 households currently footing a bill for a regional system? And in your eyes, has Paul Jenkins' full cost recovery policy made things better, or is it just pushing people out of their homes? Bancroft is the hub for the entire region. People from Faraday, Carlomeo, and Hastings Highlands come here for the hospital and the shopping and the services. But Bancroft taxpayers seem to be the only ones paying the premium for these services. To those who have watched this town evolve, do you feel like our leadership is fighting hard enough to make the surrounding townships or the province pay their fair share? Or does it feel like we're just the bank for the rest of North Hastings while our own roads and infrastructures crumble? I also want to touch on something that's become impossible to ignore. The drug and the homeless crisis that has seemingly reached a breaking point since I've arrived in 2020. To the long-timers here in Bancroft, when did this shift become a quiet issue to a visible downtown emergency? And does council's response, like the community safety and well-being plan, feel like a solution to you? With the province cutting funding for consumption sites this June in favor of the new Heart Hub model, I'm left wondering if our leadership is truly addressing the root causes or just managing the optics of a regional crisis. As the hub for North Hastings, Bancroft taxpayers carry this entire burden. So I have to ask, are we being left to drown in a problem that belongs to the whole region? And why is the only place we can actually talk about it is here, instead of on the town's own social media? I also want to call out MPP Rick Breezy and MP Shelby Cramp Newman as well. Where is the federal and provincial support for a small town that is forced to act as a regional hub for a national opioid crisis? Why are we paying the city of Bancroft prices in a village of Bancroft tax base? Also, let's talk about the here and now. Since 2025, Mayor Jenkins has been using strong mayor powers. The town says it's for efficiency, but I'm hearing from a lot of you that feels like secrecy. With comments turned off on the town's social media, where is the conversation happening? In the controlled Ask the Mayor segments or the online surveys? For those who remember how council used to work 10, 15, 20 years ago, does this feel different? Is the backdoor feelings new, or has there always been a wall between town hall and the people on the street? And most importantly, what does transparency actually look like for you in 2026? I am here to learn. I don't have the 40-year history that many of you do, but I do have the same tax bill. And I want to hear your stories, not just the anger, but the facts of what you've seen change over the decades. I have 5 major questions I do not have answers for, and maybe the mayor can answer them on his Ask the Mayor segments on Facebook when he gets around to them. 1. When does the revenue problem stop being an excuse and start being a reason to demand a fair deal from the county and the province? Why are we the only ones paying the hub penalty? 2. Is the failure to share costs a failure of Mayor Paul Jenkins' diplomacy, Or is it simply that our neighbors in Faraday and Hastings Highlands have no reason to help us pay for a map that was broken 25 years ago? Are we being penalized for being the hub while our neighbors enjoy lower taxes from the lakes? 3, let's get into the culture shift at Town Hall, because it's a big part of the trust gap that I keep hearing about. The direct question many are asking is whether our local government has become too exclusive, where friends hire friends. We have to look at the facts. In 2021, our general manager, Andrea Kaufeld, moved straight from a seat on council into the top administrative role. This position pays over $140,000 a year. Now, under these new strong mayor powers, Mayor Jenkins has the final word on who holds these top positions and how the budget is built behind the scenes. Of course, staff is now on the side of the mayor. Would you ever risk a $140,000 income? So this begs the question, does it feel like the staff is still working for the taxpayers, or has focus shifted entirely to the mayor's office? Is this streamlining just the town, or is it just closing the doors on the public? Number 4, for decades, my understanding is Bancroft relied on a single public works director, the one-stop shop for everything from snow plows to the bridges. Since the 2023 restructuring, that role has been split into multiple supervisors and a specialized manager of infrastructure and capital projects position. I have to ask, has this new corporate structure actually resulted in our roads being fixed, sanded, or plowed any faster? Or has it just added another layer of management between the taxpayers and the work that's being done? More importantly, did the town really need to add another position to the sunshine list with a salary of over $105,000? Number 5, what happened to the BBIA board that all the members quit in 2024? I'd love to know that question. I know that was a lot, but the history and the questions need to be answered. Drop a comment below. DM me if you want me to tell the story. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I should ask next. This is our town, and if we can't talk about it on official pages, we're going to talk about it right here and right now. My name is Brad Sinclair, and I'll see you on the next video.